Hey there. Good evening. Um, Let me know if you're here. I'm going to fix my mat and we'll get started. You need 2 blocks for class this evening. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Okay. Alrighty. Hope you guys had a good day. Hey, Jill. Sweet emoji. Love it. Okay. Shall we? Let's go for it. So come onto your mat. Again, have 2 blocks. I think that's all we need. If you know that your hips are feeling a little tight, maybe grab a pillow or a blanket. And then just come to sit in Virasana on the block. So knees come in front, block comes between the ankles, and then just come to sit on the block. Let the hands arrive and land on the lap, and just close the eyes and begin to tune into the breath. Coming to your mat, fresh and new. Giving ourselves this opportunity to tune in a little bit more to our internal state, which might feel ironic sometimes because it's like a physical practice, but we use the physical practice to analyze and to get in a little bit closer touch with our internal state. So we like purposely move the body and put ourselves into shapes that are not necessarily like natural shapes that you would just find throughout your day. And we do that a little bit to make ourselves uncomfortable so that we can then evaluate or notice how we respond to difficulty, how we respond whenever things get uncomfortable. And today, and the theme of this week is exploring this idea of what to do with pain and suffering and discomfort. And one of my teachers and this Buddhist nun that I really admire, she believes, and that like a lot of the Buddhist teachings believe this too, that the goal or the like way that we do this is to actually turn towards the pain. And I learned this in like a funny way, or this story always reminds me of this. When I was first learning to snow ski, one of the main tenets of snow skiing, if you ever have snow skied or like taken a lesson or know, one of the main tenets is to turn your shoulders. They say like square your shoulders to the mountain, which means what we mean by that is like you turn your shoulders and your face downhill, like you're square downhill to the mountain. Which that experience of turning the shoulders and looking downhill means you have to look in the face of how steep that hill is. You have to look at all the bumps that lay in front of you. You really have to look at, like in the face a little bit. This idea that you're going to like fall flat on your face, maybe. You really have to like look fear in the face. At the same time, the reason we turn our shoulders to the mountain, or you turn your shoulders downhill, is because when you do that, it's so much easier to navigate turning. And turning allows us to slow down, speed up, avoid obstacles. Like when you're looking and you can turn your skis easier, you can actually like avoid more of you can like navigate and discern where you're going to point your skis. And so I think this analogy like works really well with this idea of turning toward pain and discomfort. This idea of looking at what it is that makes us struggle, trusting and knowing and having faith that when you look it in the face, you will move through it faster. You will move through it with like more discernment, with more clarity, with your eyes actually like on the prize. You'll do that more efficiently, faster, etc. I wanted to share just a quick kind of quote from Pema. She said, "I realized what a source of happiness turning toward pain actually is. Our avoidance of pain keeps us locked in a cycle of suffering. The Buddha said that what we take to be solid isn't really solid. It's fluid. It's dynamic energy, and not only do we take our opponents and obstacles to be solid, we also believe ourselves to be solid or permanent. We add the belief that the self is bad. I discovered that there is no solid bad me. It's all just an effable experience." So she adds a little extra thing on there where it's like when we get to this place where we're like, oh my God, things are hard, I'm struggling, I'm suffering, we also like tend to add this layer of guilt on top of it of like, well, this must mean I'm wrong or I'm bad. So just more of like a watch out to call out. So today and this week, what we're going to be doing is I just want you can close your eyes again. We're still sitting. So I want to offer and invite you to bring into your mind whatever you're struggling or suffering with. And it doesn't have to be something that the collective is suffering over, which, I don't have to name them, but like COVID, the Black Lives Matter movement, and all of the things surrounding it. It doesn't, if something else is like a little bit more personal or in your smaller sphere of a world that is causing you suffering, use that. One of Pema's things is like, we can use our own life. We can use whatever is right in front of us right now. Maybe you're just hungry and that's like causing you suffering right now. We can use whatever we have right in front of us as like a spiritual teaching, essentially. It doesn't have to be some like grandiose thing. So let yourself kind of have that. Bring to mind whatever, like kind of as your dedication for class today, bring to mind what it is that it's causing you pain, that's causing you to suffer, that's creating a sense of discomfort in your heart, in your space, in your mind. And we're just gonna see what it's like to kind of stay with that. We're gonna embody, this idea of like facing a bit of discomfort. And I want us to experience like what happens when we do stay with it. What happens if we don't turn away? So I invite you also to try to do this with a light heart. Trying to, as Pema says, try not to involve like your personal self so deeply in this, knowing that like it will change. We all suffer. This is a shared experience. There's nothing wrong with you, no matter what it is that you're like bringing to your heart and your mind right now. Let the eyes open if they're closed. Lean or lift yourself up off your block. Put your one block at the back of the mat. And then just roll over the feet and find Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch, knees go wide. Hands come behind you. Just lift the hips up for a moment. Pick up the hips and then set them a little bit closer to the heels. Set the hips back down. Yeah, and then lean back, cross one ankle over the other. Roll over the feet and find downward facing dog. Go ahead right away and pedal out the feet. Shake the head no. Open and close the mouth. Keep the eyes soft here. And then find a little stillness. On your breath in, lift your left leg up and back behind you. Go ahead and bend the knee and open the hip. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, take your knee towards your nose and step the foot between your hands. Drop your back knee down and just let your torso lay over the top of your front leg. You can let the head fall heavy. If the hands don't reach, you've got a block at the front. Go ahead and support that way. Let the hips sink down towards the floor. Yeah, keep watching a couple cycles of breath. On your inhale, come to the pads of the fingers. On your exhale, shift the hips back. Come into a half split. Now you can, I want you to flex the left foot and you can keep the left knee soft. There's no need to go into like full half split, straight leg, whatever. Don't strain the hamstring. You should feel like less sensation than a lot here. And then wiggle the sides of the waist long. Breathe in. Breathe out and fold over the leg, maybe with that bent knee. And then again, watch a couple cycles of breath. On your next inhale, lift yourself up again. Walk the hands even further back. And then you're going to slide the left heel all the way back and come to sit down inside your right heel. So you're in a half Virasana. Left leg long, right leg in half Virasana. Go ahead right away and lean to the left. Pick up the right knee and stamp the foot down, kind of like a half squat here. Right hand comes behind you. Left arm comes up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hug the knee with the left arm and turn to the right. So let the elbows go wide. Stay with the breath. The Marichasana 3 variation here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come back to center. Lean back. Find Baddha Konasana. So just let the right knee fall open. Left foot comes to meet the right. Pick up the hips, shift them closer to the heels, and then lean back, cross right ankle over the left, roll over the feet, and find hands and knees. Tuck your left toe behind you and spin to the inner edge of the foot. Left arm reaches up, supported side plank. Breathe in. Breathe out, reach the left arm up and over the ear, pinky finger spins down. Take the gaze up and underneath the armpit. So find this really long line of energy from the left foot, and go ahead and press the outer edge of the left foot down for today. Reach the left fingertips all the way towards the front of the room. And then take the left arm back up, flip the hand and drape the arm behind the back without letting the front ribs poke out. Lean back into the hand and the forearm. And then release the left hand, bring the left hand to the mat, tuck your left toes. You're gonna come to a plank pose, pick up your right foot and put the right big toe and second toe is gonna hook over the left Achilles tendon. Look forward as you weight down the left heel and stretch the calf muscle. So this right foot, use the toes to sink the heel towards the mat as you lift the chest forward. Good. From here, sink both, or you're just going to let both heels fall over to the left. Weight comes onto the left arm and hand. Right arm reaches up. Side plank variation. We're going to come back to this version quite a lot. And then bring the right hand back down. Left knee comes down. Tuck your right knee right behind it. Feet go wide. So you're in a hands and knees with the knees crossed, left knee in front. Breathe in, let the belly drop down. Just a baby cow pose, chin lifts. Exhale, press into the hands and tops of the feet. Puff up the back. A few more, growing the expression of these just a little bit bigger. Chest reaches forward, chin lifts. Exhale, puff up the back. Let the head fall heavy. Again, breathe in, belly drops, chest reaches forward, chin lifts. Exhale, press into the feet, puff up the back, let the head fall heavy. Good, come back to neutral, tuck right toe, tuck left toe, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come to plank pose, look forward. Breathe out, lower all the way to the belly. Unduck the toes, lift the head and chest, elbows pull back. Exhale, downward facing dog, take it all the way back. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Good, and then breathe in, straighten the leg. Breathe out, take your knee to your nose, and then step the foot between the hands. Go ahead and drop your back knee down, and just let the torso fall on top of the right leg. Let the head fall heavy. Let the hips sink down towards the floor. Watch a couple cycles of breath. Try to stay with, this feels uncomfortable. If it starts to get uncomfortable, how can you stay with it? How can you not let the brain wander to whatever's coming next? How do you like exit the situation? Try to notice when and how that happens. On your next breath, then come to the fingertips and shift the hips back. Half split again. Totally fine to keep a little bend in the right knee. No strain in the hamstrings here. Breathe in and lengthen the sides of the waist. Breathe out. Make sure that right foot is flexed and fold over the leg. Half split, half Hanumanasana. And here again, watch a few cycles of breath. Can you stay tuned in? Not only are we doing this for like the theme of the week, but we're honing our ability to focus, our ability to concentrate. Breathe in, lift the torso, and keep walking the hands back. This right heel is going to slide back as the hips sink down in between the left foot. So you're going to half of your asana, right leg is long. Go ahead, lean to the right. Pick up the left knee and step the foot onto the mat. Left hand, comes behind you. Right arm reaches up and then twist to the left. Hug the knee. Elbows go wide. Keep the right foot flexed. And then the gaze can turn with the twist. Only if the neck stays soft and supple. And then come back to center on the exhale. Find Baddha Konasana. Let the left knee fall. Inner feet or the bottom of the feet touch. Hands come behind you. Lift the hips up. Swing the knees side to side a few times and then sit the hips back down. Lean back, cross left ankle in front of right. Roll over the feet and find hands and knees. From here, tuck the right toes behind you and spin to the inner edge of the foot. Seal the outer edge of your right foot down as you lift up your right arm. And then take the arm up and over the ear. Pinky finger spins down. Find the line of energy, the openness in the right side of the body. Take the gaze up and underneath the armpit. And then reach the hand straight up to the ceiling. Flip the hand and drape the arm behind the back. Keep the front ribs knit together so there's a little bit of like a lifting of the upper back as you lean back. Right arm releases back up and then take the hand to the mat, tuck your right toes. Look forward. You're going to find a strong plank on the right foot. Left toes come back and hook onto the Achilles tendon. And then use the left foot to sink the right heel down towards the mat, opening the calf muscle a little bit here. Keep looking forward. Yeah, it's a little bit of like a plank variation. Let both heels fall to the right. Weight comes onto the right hand. Left arm reaches up. Side plank variation. A little bit more supported here. Yeah. And then left hand comes down. Right knee comes down. Left knee tucks behind it. Feet go wide. So you've got hands and knees, right knee in front, knees crossed. And then take some more cat-cow. Let the belly drop, chin lifts. And exhale and pop up the back. A few more rounds. Stay with your breath. Use the breath here. Let the head fall all the way heavy on the cat. Breathing in, chest reaches forward, chin lifts. Breathing out, puff up the back. Let the head fall heavy. And then from here, tuck your left toes and right toes downward facing dog. Inhale to plank pose, look forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck toes, head and chest lift, elbows pull back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal at the feet a few more times. Shake the head no. And turn the pedaling of the feet into steps towards the front of the mat. Take your time. And when you get to the top, take a half lift. Look forward, find length on the sides of the waist. Exhale, hands come to the waist. Heavy the tailbone on the inhale and stand up. Exhale, heel toe feet together, arms come by the sides. Mountain pose. Samasthiti, equal standing. Feel the feet grounding down. Gather the hands into your heart center. Let the eyes close. Find your groundedness again here. Right, so all of this work, this is like hard work tuning into what makes us uncomfortable, what causes suffering. Like it's not, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat this and be like, no, it's super fun. So feel the feet grounded, come from a grounded place, feel the feet grounding down into the mat. Let there be like a foundation from where we start, a strong, rooted foundation. And from there, let us explore these ideas. So bring back to mind the thing that is causing you suffering. Can you stay with it a little bit longer? Can you come to it without making it so personal? Can you leave the ego out of it a little bit? Can you recognize it as a suffering for in a little bit of like a neutral way. And then let the eyes open and take the hands by the sides. We're going to keep working with this. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry. Just let it fall over, wash over you. You know what I mean? Breathe in, arms reach up and overhead. Look up. Exhale, bend the knees on the way down. Hands come to the mat and fold over the leg. Let the head fall heavy. Inhale, half lift, look forward. Exhale, this first one, step to downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll to plank pose. Look forward. Breathe out, lower the knees. Arch the back, lower the chest and the chin. Untuck the toes, press the shins down to the mat to slide forward to baby cobra. Elbows reach back or pull back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push yourself up and back. Take a few moments to wiggle it out if you need to get settled in, and then tune into the breath. That's 1. You don't have to breathe on my count at all. Just stay with your breath. 2. Lengthen the sides of the waist, deepen the armpits here. 3, let the low belly fly up and in. 4. On this 5th exhale, you're gonna lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward between the hands. You can step or jump to the front of the mat. When you arrive, half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, soften the knees to stand up, arms reach to the sides and up, look up and see the hands touch. Exhale, pull hands through center, Tadasana. Inner edges of the feet come to touch. Breathe in, sit hips low, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back, right foot steps back, plank pose. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, lower halfway for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands and spin your back heel down. Arms reach to the sides and up, warrior 1. See the hands touch over the head. Then take your attention to your back leg. Really press the outer edge of that back foot down as you bend into the front knee. At the same time, waist gets long, gaze goes up to the thumbs. Breathe. On the exhale, hands come down to the mat to frame the front foot, back heel lifts. Inhale, right foot steps forward next to the left. Exhale, bend the knees, come to a squat. Breathe in, walk the hands a little bit forward, kind of in line with the knees or a little bit above. And then walk your hands to the right on the exhale. So we're taking a little twist here. So the inner edges of the feet are touching. This left knee is gonna shift forward a little bit. The whole pelvis turns with you. So the whole spine all the way down to the tailbone and the sacrum is gonna be involved in this twist. If it's available, nuzzle your left shoulder closer to the outer right knee, and maybe the hands can come to press. As you press the hands, turn the sternum more toward the right. Just an option here, no strain. And unwind. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit hips low, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot steps back, left foot steps back, plank pose. Breathe in and look forward. Breathe out, lower halfway for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands, back heel spins down. You can have a little, we don't want necessarily heel to heel alignment, more like railroad tracks for this one. Arms reach to the sides and up, hands press overhead. Take your attention to the back leg. Pour weight into the back leg, especially the outer edge of that foot as you bend into the front knee. Waist is long. Gaze is up. On the next exhale, hands come to the mat to frame the front foot, back heel lifts up. Inhale, step the left foot forward next to the right. Exhale, inner edges of the feet together, bend knees all the way, come to sit on the heels. Walk the hands forward, breathe in. Breathe out, walk the hands to the left. Yeah, a little noose pose action here. So you can stay here. Or on your next exhale, you can dip your right shoulder a little bit closer to the outer left knee. As you press that upper arm bone into the knee, hands can press The press of the hands allows you to turn the sternum a little bit more to the left. Woo! Got to fall out of this. And yes, stay with it. Even if you fall, unwind on your next exhale, and then fold over the legs. Inhale, sit hips low, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand all the way up. Heel to the feet just a bit apart here. Hands come to the waist. Breathe in, wiggle the sides of the waist long. Breathe out, bend the knees and fold over the legs. 2 fists between the big toes at the bottom, and then grab the big toes. Inhale, look forward, lengthen sides of the waist again, and then exhale, fold over the legs, elbows pull in opposite directions. Padangusthasana, head falls heavy. More weight kind of comes into the toes here, the legs are active. Shake the head no, open and close the mouth. Stay with your breath. Soften the eyes. Inhale, take a half lift, release the toes. Hands come to the mat, heel toe the feet together. And then bend the knees, come to yogi squat. Heels will come up a little bit, knees go wide. Yeah, then press the hands into the mat. Lift the hips up, take the knees to the backs of the arms, look forward. And find crow pose if it's in your practice. Otherwise, just practice rocking forward and back a few times. Maybe you launch and the heels come up off the toes come up off the mat, heels towards the seat. If it's in your practice to shoot back and land in chaturanga with bent arms, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we're all going to meet up in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, take the knee towards the nose and step the foot between the hands. Straighten your right leg, right toes turn to the left, come through center. On the exhale, turn the toes out, bend the knees. Breathe in, come to stand up with bent knees. Hands come inside the knee and to the inner knees here, inner thighs. Breathe in and lengthen the sides of the waist. Breathe out, dip your left shoulder and turn to the right. And breathe. On your next exhale, come to center. Inhale, stand up, parallel the feet. Exhale, turn your right toes in 10 to 15 degrees and turn your left toes 90 degrees to the arms. Yeah, find a nice wide stance. Breathe in, tip back, reverse triangle. Left arm reaches up. Breathe out, triangle pose. Reach the left hand forward and down. Take a block outside this left foot, right arm reaches up. You might have to widen the stance here. Pull the shoulder blades back onto the back. And then flip the top hand and you have an option to drape the arm behind the back again without letting the front ribs completely splay out. Lean back into the arm. Press especially into the outer edge of your back foot. It'll be your right foot in this setup. From here, release the right arm up. Take the arm up and over the ear and then take the hand to the mat. Move the block to the side. Left toes turn to the right. Come back through center. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Drop your left knee down underneath the left hip. Breathe in, arms reach to the sides and up. Exhale, left elbow comes outside the right knee. Use this right hand on the right thigh to kind of sink it down. It might even tip a little bit towards the left side of the mat. Tuck your elbow outside. Make a fist with the left hand. And then take your right hand and palm your left fist. And then press through the right hand to turn the torso over to the right. So today I'm going to offer a few options. From here, you can tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. You can also take your left hand down to the mat outside the right foot and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Stay with your breath. On the next exhale, unwind. Hands come to frame the front foot. Turn your left heel to the left, so come to the outer edge of your left foot. And then just step your right foot back. Inner edge of right foot stacks right in front of your left toes. Right arm reaches up, side plank variation. Breathing in. Breathing out, right hand comes to the mat, come to the balls of the feet, look forward, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Straighten your left leg. Exhale, left toes turn to the right, come through center. Breathe in. Breathe out, turn the toes out slightly and bend the knees. Inhale, hands come up to the inner knees or inner thighs. On your exhale, twist to the left. The right shoulder dips down. Go ahead and look to the left as well. And then watch a couple cycles of breath. Breathing in. Breathing out, unwind, come back to center. Inhale, stand up and parallel the feet. Exhale, left toes turn in 15. Right toes turn out 90 to the arms. Tip back, reverse triangle, left or right arm reaches up and back. Breathe out, triangle pose, reach forward and down, grab your block on your way. Block outside the right foot, left arm reaches up. Deepen the right armpit, shoulder blades come back onto the back to find more length for this underside of the body. Flip your top hand and drape the arm behind the back. Gaze can go up, legs are engaged here. Take your attention to the back leg, press the outer edge of that foot down. And then release the left arm up, reach the arm up and over the ear, and then circle the hand down to the mat. Move your block to the side, right toes turn in, come through center, breathe in. Breathe out, low lunge to the front of the mat. Drop your right knee down underneath the right hip. Inhale, arms reach to the sides and up. They've got 90-degree angles in the legs. And then turn to the left. Hook your right elbow outside this left knee, and then use the left hand on the left thigh. Find the groundedness here to then move into the twist. Can you ground the leg with the arm to turn towards the discomfort, literally, like in the body? So make a fist with the right hand, and then this left hand's gonna just palm the fist. Turn yourself to the left. And breathe. Okay, some options on this side as well. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Stay here or release the hands. Maybe right hand comes. Really try to press the full palm into the outside of the left foot. Right arm reaches up. Or sorry, left arm reaches up. The left and right's again. Okay, unwind. Hands frame the left foot. And then let the right heel sink over to the right. You're coming to the outer blade of your right foot. Just step your left foot back. Inner edge of the left foot lives right in front of the right foot. Left arm reaches up. Side plank variation. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left hand comes to the mat. Come to the balls of the feet. Look forward, plank. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let that head go heavy. Pedal through the feet. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step forward between the hands. We're kind of moving, keeping this flow. So straighten the right leg, right toes turn to the left, breathe in. Breathe out, you found your way to the middle. Left hand comes right underneath the face, so bring it kind of to the middle. Exhale, right arm reaches up, twist right. Legs are engaged here. Press the outer edges of both feet down. Flip your top hand and drape the arm behind the back. Maybe you catch the inner edge of the left thigh and use that to turn the chest open. From here, right arm reaches up and exhale to the mat. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, soften the knees, hands come to the waist. Inhale, come to stand. Exhale, warrior two to the back, to the arms. Breathe in, reverse warrior, left arm tips up and back, open space on the left side. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat or a block outside your left foot. Right arm reaches up and over the ear, side angle A. Yeah, see if you can really press the full hand into the mat. And then make sure this left hip doesn't poke out behind you. Take your attention to the back leg and press the outer edge of that foot down with all your might. Exhale, circle the right hand down in front of the face. Straighten out your left leg, left toes turn to the right, come back through center. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Grab your block, place it outside your right foot. Inhale, straighten right leg. Exhale, hop in the back foot and spin the heel down. Half lift, breathe in. Breathe out, left hand comes to the block outside the right foot. Right thumb comes to the right hip crease. Pull the thumb back. Pull the hip crease back a little bit. As you pull that back, notice how you lengthen the sides of the body. And then exhale, turn to the right. Revolved or Parivrtta Trikonasana. And then from here, the right hand can come to the waist, the sacrum, or you can reach the arm up towards the ceiling. Stay with it. On your next exhale, release the hand down, frame the front foot. Soften the right knee, lift your left heel. Down dog split, right leg sweeps up and back. Breathe out, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, low lunge. From here, left knee comes forward, outside the right foot. Come to sit down in a seated spinal shape. Right hand comes behind you, left arm reaches up, breathe in. Breathe out, hook the elbow outside the knee and turn to the right. Make sure both hips are pressing down onto the mat. Breathe. The gaze can follow, easy in the neck. And then you have an option here. You can hug the knee, you can hook. You might take the bind and this left hand will come through that little hole in the legs. Left or right hand will come behind the back and maybe the hands meet. On your next exhale, if you have the bind or not, release and come to center. Left or right leg swings all the way back behind you. Pigeon pose with the left leg in front. Left knee comes to the left, sink the hips down. Grab your pillow, blanket, whatever to support the hips if you need here. And then walk the hands forward any amount, maybe to the forearms, maybe hands come all the way forward, forehead comes to the mat. Whatever comes up here, stay with it if you can. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Sink onto the left hip, roll onto the seat, and then face the complete back of your mat. Left knee comes up and hug the heel in towards the seat, like Marichasana at the beginning of the class. Left hand comes behind you, right arm reaches up. This time, hook the elbow outside the knee and turn to your left. Keep that right foot flexed. So just a counter twist here to counter all the right side twisting on this side. And then you might try to take the bind on this side as well. Breathing in. Breathing out, unwind, and turn back to face the mat, and then turn to your right hand. Your right hand's gonna press down onto the mat. Look back at your right foot and see the outer edge of the foot coming to the mat. Your left foot's gonna step back as well, and you're in that supported side plank. Left arm reaches up. So you've got your right foot in front, left leg in back. Left hand comes to the mat. Bring your right knee down, left knee tucks right behind it, feet go wide, and then sit the hips back for Gomukhasana. Hands stay reaching forward. This is a forward fold. Maybe you need a block underneath the seat. Maybe that chin hooks over the front of the right knee here. Stay with your breath. Even though the chin is hooked on the knee, try not to clench the jaw. Can you stay soft even when there's contact there? Walk the hands back up, lean back, hands come behind you, uncross the legs, soles of the feet press, lift the hips up, let the head fall back, just look up at the ceiling. And lower the hips back to the mat, right ankle crosses in front of the left, roll over the feet, and find downward facing dog. Breathe in and come to plank pose, look forward. Breathe out, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, straighten left leg, left toes turn to the right. Exhale. Breathe in, plant your right hand down. right underneath the face, so right in the middle of the feet. Got a tripod here, and then left arm reaches up on the exhale. Let the right hip sink down a little bit, no big deal. And then you have an option here to flip the top hand and drape the arm behind the back. Maybe you catch the inner edge of that right thigh. Keep turning to the left. Press the outer edges of the feet down through the mat. And then release your left arm up and take the hands to the mat. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, hands come to the waist, just soften the knees and stand up. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two to the back. So your left toes turn in 15, right toes turn out 90, bend the knee, arms T. Breathe in, reverse warrior, right arm tips up and back. Nice, beautiful opening in the right side. And then take the hand to the mat outside the right foot. See if you can plant the whole palm into the mat. So you've got to get your armpit outside of the leg. Keep tucking this right hip up and underneath you. Left arm swipes up and over the head, side angle A. Bring a block underneath this hand if it doesn't reach. Yeah. And then take your attention to the back leg and keep pressing the outer edge of that foot down. Open and close the mouth a few times. On the exhale, left hand swipes in front of the face. Straighten your right leg, right toes turn to the left. Come through center, inhale. Exhale, low lunge at the front of the mat. Take your block and place it outside your left foot. Inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale, hop in back foot and spin the heel down. Half lift, lengthen sides of the waist. Exhale, right hand comes to the block. Left thumb comes to the left hip crease. Push the thumb back towards your back heel. Yeah. As you do that, you'll naturally lengthen the sides of the waist. Exhale, turn to the left. The hand can stay here, come to the low back, or you can flip the hand. Again, take your attention to the back leg and press the outer edge of the heel down. Stay with your breath. Press down through your right hand to lift out of this. Use the right hand as your foundation for staying power. Unwind, hands come to the mat, move the block aside. Lift your back heel, down dog split. Left leg sweeps up and back. And then bend the knee and open the hip. Breathe in, straighten the leg. Breathe out, step the foot back forward, low lunge. And then right knee comes forward outside the left foot. Sit down for seated spinal twist. Left hand comes behind you, right arm reaches up. Exhale, hook the elbow outside the knee and turn to the left. Have this right foot a little active here. Yeah, the gaze can follow. Option here to take the bind. This arm tucks underneath through that little hole and the legs. Left hand comes behind you. Catch the fingers and turn. Breathing in. Breathing out. Unwind and come back to center on the exhale. Lean onto the right side and swing your left leg back behind you. Right knee comes to the right. Left leg goes super long with the hips sink down. Exhale. Come to the forearms or all the way forward. Forehead comes to the mat. Try to notice your exit strategy. When things get tense, when things get congested, uncomfortable, where does your mind go first? Walk the hands back up underneath the shoulders. Sit back on, or sit onto the right hip. Come to sit down and then face completely to the back of the mat. Right knee comes up like in a half squat or half coming to the Smartachasana 3 variation. Right hand comes behind, left arm reaches up. And then hook the elbow outside the knee and turn to the right. Keep the left foot flexed. And release. Oh, if you want to take the bind, you can. Go ahead and go for that for a moment if you want to take it. And then on the next exhale, come back to center. Keep turning to the left. Left hand comes to the mat. Come to the outer edge of your left leg. Right foot steps back. Inner edge of the right foot comes behind the left heel. Right arm reaches up. You're in this supported side plank. Left foot in front. Right foot behind. And then right hand comes to the mat, left knee comes down, right knee tucks right behind it. And sit the hips back for Gomukhasana. Knees stack on top of each other, feet go wide, hands stay forward for this fold. And breathe. Walk the hands back under the shoulders, lean back, uncross the legs, soles of the feet come down, lift the hips, let the head fall back, look up. Exhale, seat comes back to the mat, cross left ankle in front of right, roll over feet, hands to the mat, down dog. Breathe in, come to plank pose, look forward. Breathe out, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more thing here that we've been building towards, the right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward. Bring your left knee to the mat to start. Arms reach up. You know we're like all the beginning parts of this. So we're coming to revolved side angle or Vritta Parsvakonasana. Left elbow hooks outside the right knee. Make the fist and palm the fist with the right hand. Tuck the toe behind you and lift the knee. And then option to take the left hand down outside the right foot, right arm reaches up. From here, spin your back heel down to the mat. So we've done all these standing poses to practice pressing the outer edge of that back foot down. And then maybe the top arm reaches up and over. Stay with the breath. And unwind, frame the front foot, back heel flips up, down dog split, right leg sweeps up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. And then come back to downward facing dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward between the hands, back knee taps down. Arms reach up and out, turn to the left. Hook the elbow outside the knee, make a fist with the left hand, right hand comes, or fist with the right hand, left hand comes on top. From here, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. These are all optionary extras. Take the right hand down outside your left knee. Left arm reaches up. Last thing is to spin your back heel down. Press that outer edge of that foot down and maybe the top arm comes up and over here. Stay with your breath. Keep pouring weight into the back leg. And then unwind. Frame the front foot. Down dog split. Left leg sweeps up and back. Breathe out, bend the knee and open the hip. Straighten out the leg and come to down dog. Bring the knees to the mat. Inner legs come together. Sweep the arms back behind you and find child's pose. Crown of the head comes to the mat. Let the whole belly just lay on top of the thighs and sink here. If this isn't comfortable for you, come to a seated Virasana. Slowly roll yourself up, sink the hips to one side, and then extend the legs long in front of you. Dandasana. From here, point your toes, take the hands back behind you, lift the hips up, toes reach to the mat, and let the head fall back. Look straight up at the ceiling. And breathe. Another cycle here, in and out. Slowly lower the hips, cross the ankles, roll over the feet, come to Virasana on a block, and let yourself arrive. Hands come to the lap. Notice the breath. Allow the body to be still as a signal to the mind that it can also be still. As the body begins to still, as the mind begins to still, the breath begins to be illuminated. Allow yourself to watch the breath. Pema says that just breathing in and out is enough, or is a tool that we can use to tune into when we when we go to that place where instead of turning our shoulders to go down the mountain, we turn our shoulders to the side or up, we avoid the reality, we avoid what's right in front of us, we avoid our suffering, our uncomfort, or our discomfort, and our pain. She says all it takes is breathing in and breathing out to bring ourselves back to a moment where we can at least notice that that's what we've done. It can bring us back to this moment where we can respond to what our habits are or a situation rather than just reacting out of our habitual patterns. So taking ourselves, finding like true freedom, I think. Like if you're just acting out of your habitual patterns, you're basically asleep. So practice here, just with the breath, practice waking up a little bit. Practice turning towards the discomfort. Even if it feels icky at first, be awake to what's really there and stay with it. Feel the hands on the lap and let the eyes open. Lift yourself up off the block, roll back over the feet and come to lay down. Make sure that both blocks are about midway down your mat. Catch yourself behind the knees and come to lay down. Keep the soles of the feet on the mat and then lift the hips up and place one block on the lowest spot of setting underneath your sacrum. It's a little bit below the low back. Just keep the arms long by the sides here. Letting the weight of the low belly just sink into the pelvic bowl, onto the mat, or the block. Allowing the fronts of the legs to release and open. The counteraction to so much of the work of folding inward towards ourselves, turning towards ourselves, turning towards discomfort and suffering. Can you let this be a release? Can you let the energy expand and dissipate? Lift the hips again. Put another block just on top of the first one. You might have to adjust both. Make sure they're a steady support here for you. So one block right on top of the other, but then you might have to adjust them a little bit forward or back to stay underneath the sacrum. Arms relax again and continue to feel the release in the front of the body. What does it feel like here after we've spent so much time turning in, turning towards, twisting into ourselves, spiraling into ourselves? Notice what it feels like to do that work and then counter it and release. Lift the hips up and remove one block. This single block, scoot it back down towards the sacrum and stay here. And then lift the hips again and just take the low back of the sacrum all the way to the mat. Lift your left foot up into the air and then cross the ankle over the right knee. Let both knees fall over to the left. Take the arms up and overhead. Catch opposite elbows. Notice the length on the right side of the body. Come back to center. Plant your right foot down first and then lift your left foot up towards the ceiling one more time and then set the foot down. Lift your right foot up. Press right ankle over left knee. Let both knees fall over to the right and then just put your opposite forearm on top. And then notice the length and the space on the left side of the body. All the way from the left elbow, the armpit, to the rib cage, to the hip, top of the thigh, all the way through the knee. Come back to center. Plant your left foot down first, then reach your right foot up. Bring your foot to the mat, and then extend the legs long. Bring the arms by the sides, palms face up. Let the feet splay open here. The palms, or you feel the knuckles on the mat rather, and then just feel the fingers curl up or towards one another in that relaxed way where you're not doing anything special to the hands. And notice the contents of the belly just falling a bit with gravity and spreading. Notice the spread of the collarbones all the way over to the head of the shoulder. It falls towards the floor. Notice the drop of the bottom half of the jaw, the heaviness of the tongue, the softness of the eyes, even the inner edges of the eyes. And then let the whole body rest. Let the whole body rest in softness and complete surrender in this Shavasana. Bring your attention back to your breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Let both knees fall over to the right. Use the arms as pillows. Keep the eyes closed or the eyelids heavy. And then press down through the left hand and come to sit up. Let the head kind of drag up here. And then find a comfortable seat with the shins crossed. Whichever way you came into, lean back and put the opposite shin in front, the non-habitual way. Keep the hands to rest on the lap. This is an important message because we get hooked on a story about a problem. In Buddhism, it's an edge, a knee-jerk response. In Buddhism, it's an urge. I can't read my writing. In Buddhism, it's an urge, a knee-jerk response that we keep repeating over and over again. We lose our balance and intelligence. But you can notice when it happens. You can acknowledge it. You can catch yourself. You can do something different. Choose a fresh alternative. Because if you do what you've always done, you're never going to get unhooked. As you gather your hands towards your heart center, gather with it all of the insights, all of the things that you notice in this 60 minutes. And in that way, acknowledging that you showed up to do the work. That you're the one who got on the mat and showed up for yourself. You showed up to do the work, and that's what matters. Take your thumbs to the third eye, or the space between the eyebrows, to seal your practice. And put a little tuck in the chin, allowing the head to bow to the heart. Namaste. Thanks, my peeps. So good to have you. I'm not going to go. Well, okay, here's the schedule. We're here again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're here on Thursday at 11 a.m. We're here on Sunday at 11 a.m. All those times are Eastern times. And then we have this basics and alignment class that's on Zoom. So if you have or you want information about that, hit me up on Instagram at Maria Rose Loida. And otherwise, I've got the information here for donations. I'm suggesting a $10 minimum. If you can, please leave a donation. It's the only way that I can continue offering this, and I'm bringing a lot of value, I believe, to this space, and I want to be here for you, but I also want to keep doing it. So thank you. I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Jill. Thanks for you've been so consistent, and I love that. See you guys soon.